Hello, I'm Sharon from the blog I Restore Stuff, where I love to upcycle furniture and create fun home decor projects. So today I'm going to make something home decor using the new Easy Press 3 from Cricut, and that goes perfectly with the beautiful blue color with my Cricut Maker 3. So let's get started. I'll be doing a table runner today, a burlap or Hessian, whatever you'd like to call it, table runner. It's quite a long one, but I'm going to be using this to create some designs on the end. So let's get started. So open up Design Space for Cricut and create New Project, and you'll have a blank canvas. Then I want to go to my images, and I'm going to the search bar just to look for and type in the word botanicals to select some images from here. And here are 3 that I actually bookmarked earlier, so there's that one there. Scroll down and look for my little bookmarks. There we go. There's a great range of images that you can use here. Then select Add to Canvas, and that's going to plonk those into your canvas, just all on top of each other. But you want to just click outside of that selector box first, and then you will be able to drag them individually to where you want to see them on the canvas. Once you've got them all in place to where you want them to be and arrange them, then I'm going to hit Make It up in the top right corner, and you'll see where you can select your mat and your mat size and then hit Continue. In this window, you'll see 2 basic cuts, Basic Cut 1 and Basic Cut 2, and they are for the 2 different colors that I'll be using for this design. So we click on the Basic Cut 1 and select Continue, and then we have to connect our Maker 3, and that should connect via Bluetooth. You set your base material, so Everyday Iron-On is the material I'll be using, and then if you want to, you can put the pressure up to more, or you can just leave it as the default. Then I just got to make sure my tools are loaded, select my Everyday Iron-On transfer material, cut it to the size that I want it to be. There's a shiny side and a dull side. You want to put the shiny side down because the cutter is going to be cutting the dull side. Smoothing it out just to make sure it's all no bubbles on the mat, ready to go into the Cricut Maker under those little grey edges there. Then we can press the mat button and it's ready to measure your mat, and you'll be able to see that on the computer it'll come up saying that it's actually measuring the length of the mat. So that's all it's doing there. It's not actually cutting just yet, it's just measuring the mat length. And then when you see the little play button flashing, that's when you know it's ready for the next step, and you can go ahead and press play. And at this stage, you'll see your Cricut Maker cutting away, zipping away, doing its best job, living its best life, cutting out the design that you've chosen. So you'll see on the computer at the same time, it's saying it's detecting the machine, and then it's starting to cut the machine, and it'll give you a percentage of time that it is taking to do that. These are 2 botanicals that are going to be white, and the other design is going to be sort of like a dark rust color, I would say, like a rust red. But it doesn't take too long at all to get this done, and so I'm just there smoothing down that end that was starting to peak up a bit, but all is nearly done. And when you see the computer's just about finished that up there, it will show that it's finished, and then you'll just move that forwards, press that forward-backward button on the machine, ready to remove the mat. Now we just need to remove this from our mat. And you'll see the cut side here, and there's the glossy side. Now I've cut this reddish brown vinyl, cut to size, and placing that down on the mat. Remember, the mat side up, glossy side down, getting that ready for the Cricut Maker, and You'll see on the computer, remember the basic cut 2, this is the one we're on now. I just wanted to show you this little mirroring button down the bottom, because if you do have words, you will need to mirror that before when you're using heat press, because it's going to come out in reverse otherwise. So then we hit the continue button, select again the everyday iron on, and the pressure, you can change that if you want to, or just leave it. Make sure your tools are loaded and hit the measure mat button, and again go through the process. And here we are using the play button. This is a sped up version, and continuing to watch that do the center design for our table runner. Once again, when it's finished, remove the mat by pressing the button on the left and remove it from the actual mat itself. Now for this next part of my design process, I need to weed, so the glossy side is on the back. And so I'm just going to get my weeding tool and pull away a bit of the vinyl from the side, and then you'll find that it just peels away pretty easily. Now this part here is sticky, so that's quite tacky, and that's what's going to help to keep the piece in place as you're ironing it. Okay, now that I've cleaned up all my weeding mess and all the little bits and pieces, all I need to do now is use the Easy Press 3 to create my design and press my vinyl, my iron-on vinyl transfer onto the Hessian. So this is my table runner. So all we need is the Cricut Easy Press 3, and I'm using the Cricut heat mat pad, and I've got my designs all weeded here with the tacky side that we're going to place down on our vinyl. So let's have a look at how we're going to arrange this. And the only other thing I do need is my Easy Press Cricut Heat app, and that is just really easy to just pull up on your phone, get it connected. It's all connected via Bluetooth, which also my Cricut Maker 3 connects now with Bluetooth on my laptop. So it makes it so convenient. You just hit start a new project. So let's get started on setting it all up. Okay, what I didn't think about earlier was that I would love to use these two designs separately. So if I was doing this again, you could cut it out this way, or you could actually use your, do it before you do the weeding. So now I've got my pieces and I'm ready to put them in the place that I'd like them to go. And I'm trying to decide, do I want this one down first, and I'm just sort of going to layer these onto this to make it a lovely end. And I might even move this burlap across more to get it in a good place. I don't want it right on the end. I want it to travel a little bit up the table runner. So here's the idea, is to put this one down somewhere. I'm just going to place it. I haven't stuck it down properly yet, just to get an idea of the layout here. So I'm thinking of something like this, but I might do these white ones in the background and this one in the foreground. So I'll set that one aside. And I'm going to place these where I'd like them. Thinking around about here. But first of all, there's a first step to using the Easy Press, and that is to get it heated and start it up. So first things first, we need to hit the power button. So when I open up my Easy Press app, it lets me know it's connected up here via the Bluetooth to the Easy Press 3. And then I just have to hit start a new project. Now we just select your material. And for this one, we are using Everyday Iron-On. Oops, where is it? Everyday Iron-On. I am using Burlap, which is the top one there. So there is also cotton canvas. The Burlap, I feel like this is really thick. I'm not sure whether to choose cotton canvas or Burlap, but I will go with the Burlap just for this purpose. The work surface, I am using the Cricut pressing mat, which is the grey pad down here. I'm using the silver side up, which is the way you're supposed to use it. And then we go next. And then it's going to send, once I hit this button here, send settings to the Easy Press. And so I can see over here, it's sending those, and then it just gives you instructions on what to do. The machine has heated up, so it says preheat the blank, and you're going to apply firm pressure for 5 seconds. So we just grab that, grab the Easy Press, and once we've put it down, we hit the play button, and we'll see on our app, it also counts down that 5 seconds. Once it's finished, you can remove that. And then it will tell us what the next instructions are. So now we put down our transfer underneath and apply firm pressure for 30 seconds. So now that it's all nice and warm, we could do both of these at once. Maybe I'll just try one at a time. I'm just having a guess at where we want to put it. So there is a tacky backing on here that will stick to your fabrics, so that keeps it firmly in place. The other one I'll probably put this way, and then I'll put the other colour in between. Because we've got that plastic here, I'm going to leave that until next. So then we put this Easy Press down on the surface, and it says apply for 30 seconds. So we hit the play button. It counts down, it counts down the 30 seconds there, and it's also right there on the app, counting down the 30 seconds. Super easy to use with that Bluetooth hookup. 16 seconds left to go. Countdown is both on the Easy Press itself and also on the app. And then once that's finished, you'll hear a little beeping sound. And it will come up with our next instructions. So you heard the beep. Now it says peel once it's cool. We've got to take that off, and we're putting it on the heat pad rack. And then our next instructions is to slowly remove the liner when it's cool to touch. And then we need to unplug the heat press and allow it to cool down completely before storing. So I'm going to hit done here. Oh, actually what I should have done is just hit make again, because now we've got to start a new project, but I'll do that next time, because we have to now remove this once it's cool to touch. Okay, I must admit I've never used the Burlap before, and it is very tricky to just peel this off, and you have to be super careful. I had to kind of give it a little bit of help at the start by just lifting. I don't know if you can see this here. Just getting that with my nails, making sure that it's actually stuck to the Burlap or the Hessian right there. But it is coming off nicely, very slowly. As it's nicely cooled down. So just being super careful with this one. It's a little bit different to my practice on a t-shirt. Just being super careful to make sure that sticky side comes off without pulling the rest of the nice design off on the fabric. Okay. Doing something a little more sturdy. Sending the settings to the heat press. Now it says preheat the blank, but we've got to just make sure it's at the right temperature. So it's got 1 minute left to get to the right temperature. I think it's decreasing in temperature. Oh no, it's increasing, sorry. 30 seconds left and we'll hear that beep. Okay, it's at the right temperature, ready, so we've got to do 5 seconds to heat our surface. Now press the play, then we've got 5 seconds. preheating the surface. Now adding our design, we'll make it go right out to the edge this way. Ooh, that's quite hot. Next, applying firm pressure for 30 seconds. Again, we'll get our 30 seconds and really push down firmly on that. And once again, if we watch the app, it's giving us a countdown there also. Then we use our next instructions, peel when it's cool. And again, and we peel it off. So it does tend to want to, yep, there we go. Starting to come off. And as you press it down afterwards, you can see the Hessian pattern coming through and pressing on that. There are some sections that do seem like they're a little bit fragile and ready to come up. Okay, following our app instructions, you'll see a little button if we want to do for this next design, which I've put in place there. If I was doing it again, I probably would have put these a little bit closer, make these stems join up, but that's okay. I'm happy with the placement. So we've placed our third design down there, which is a different color, and I'm going to use this Make Again button. So we're using the same settings. So again, you preheat the blank with firm pressure, but it is quite hot from our previous design. So we'll skip that part and then go to the 30 seconds with firm pressure on there. And I'm just being careful not to allow, because we've got that plastic in between, I don't want to put the heat press over this design here that's not touched there. There we go with our 30 seconds, again with the firm pressure. And there's our app counting down. Okay, remove it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that project using the Easy Press 3, and it inspires you to use yours or even get an Easy Press 3 to go with your Cricut Maker. Use the app, connects so easily to the Easy Press with the Bluetooth. Now don't forget, in Australia you can get yours from Spotlight stores, Harvey Norman or Officeworks. So please subscribe and follow for more fun tutorials. I'm looking forward to my next Cricut project.